Great to have you with us for this Big Ten game tonight. Illinois snapped a 2-game losing streak, Doug, Saturday against Iowa. Darren Williams seems to be rounding back into form off his injury, and maybe that bodes well for Illinois.
And exactly. He's a guy that got hurt early in the season. He's got his legs back. Had a huge game against Iowa. He's their Mr. Outside. He can shoot the three-pointer. And then Mr. Inside is Roger Powell. They need his leadership. He's an upperclassman, a junior, and Bruce Weber and his staff is looking for production down inside in the paint. They really need him to step up.
Yeah, they don't have many upperclassmen. Meanwhile, an upperclassman for Penn State has really taken hold of this team. Jan Jagla leads this club in scoring and rebounding, and he stepped up to the next level.
He's a big fella, so he can post you up down low. He's 7 feet tall, so if you put a smaller opponent on him, he'll post you up. But then he has the ability to go outside behind that three-point line. And when you've got the big fellas pushing out there behind there, it's tough to guard him. He's one of those guys in the Big Ten, might be the toughest to guard.
Meanwhile, freshman guard Marlon Smith is one of the top young players in the Big Ten. He takes his act on the road to a house that long has been unkind to visitors. Penn State, Illinois, next.
This field was treated with Balance Pro herbicide.
It sat there for 15 days without a drop of rain, and the weeds came up again.
And then it rained, and Recharge got them like that.
We know because this is our field.
Since 1999, Balance Pro has been used successfully on more than 21 million acres. That's the power of Recharge.
All businesses start out as ideas. At Shelter, the idea was simple. Offer great insurance, great performance, and great agents. That way people can concentrate on the really important parts of life. So while you're doing things like this, we manage to do this. And if you ever do something like this, it's good to know this. At Shelter, we take care of things so you can get on with your life.
No other weekly financial publication moves the markets like Barron's. It provides the knowledge, insight, and foresight that allow you to stay one step ahead. Subscribe now and you'll also receive this Barron's Stock Evaluator free. It lets your computer help you turn money into wealth. Get 13 weeks of Barron's and the Stock Evaluator, all for only $39. Call now toll-free, 800-334-6600. That's 800-334-6600.
Tonight's Big Ten game is brought to you by Prairie Farms Ice Cream. Taste the homemade goodness of Prairie Farms. College Illinois. Lock in future tuition for your child today. Visit collegeillinois.com. Option Herbicide. Grass control that puts you in control. Welcome back to the Orange Crush. Assembly Hall in Champaign. We take a look at the Prairie Farms starting lineups. And Ndu Egekezi, much improved player this year, playing closer to the basket. Robert Summers, they need a little more toughness out of him. Jagla will float on the perimeter more often than not. Luber and Smith, the most talked about all freshman guard tandem maybe in the country. For Illinois, Powell, Augustine up front, and then the three guards. Brown, Head, and Williams. Luther Head is the X factor for this team. When he plays well, they go to the next level.
And that's one of the problems for Illinois early on in this season, is that he has not been able to play very much for disciplinary reasons, and Bruce Weber's happy to get him back out there and starting, getting his confidence back.
Before the tip here, let's take a look at the Big Ten standings, and you'll see that these two teams are hooked up pretty close together in the early going. We'll get to those standings in a few moments. First, the opening tip. Illinois in the home whites, Penn State in the traveling blue. Illinois controls the opening tip. D. Brown around a screen by James Augustine. Luther Head lurking on the rim. Now he comes up to set a screen. Now he's got it on the wing. Against Robert Summers, Head has to pull it out of there. Summers, a much taller player. Roger Powell, we spoke of him in the open. He can provide some inside presence.
Nice patience defensively by Penn State, not trying to go for the steal, but stay in front.
Time winding down to the shot clock. Head had the shot blocked, and here comes Smith. Marlon Smith pulls up quickly. Egekezi could not control. It'll belong to Illinois.
Wayne, Penn State does a great job, and there you see the standings. Indiana and Michigan State winning tonight. But the big wins on the road by Indiana and Purdue. Indiana at Michigan and Purdue here in the Assembly Hall.
Darren Williams. The rebound knocked away by Augustine, knocked out of bounds.
Wayne, one of the things Penn State does very, very well is guard behind the three-point arc. They held Ohio State 0 for 13. Ed DeChellis really stresses good, sound defense. These kids have bid in on that, and they play excellent defense.
Kirk Kanaski is his assistant, lead assistant. He has been the head coach at Drake for the past 7 years, succeeded by Dr. Tom Davis, the former Iowa head coach at Drake. Ben Luber played 40 minutes a game in each of the last 5 games. Yagla with his first offering of the night. Luther head up high for the rebound.
Well, Penn State does a good job getting back defensively. No transition, easy bucket for Illinois.
Head for 3. And the rebound battle, save. Oh, beautiful play by Brown. Roger Powell for the first 2 points of the game. One thing you notice when watching and tape and preparing for Penn State is these guards don't play like freshmen.
They sure don't. They play a lot of minutes. They take care of the basketball. They play more like seniors. They have a lot of composure for being 18 years old.
And an illegal screen by Robert Summers stepping out. Coach Bruce Weber in his first season in Illinois, still going through the adjustment period with this basketball team. Doug, you referenced some of the off-court problems they've had involving suspensions for 4 players earlier in this season. But it's taken a little more time than perhaps a lot of people would like. And transitions are very difficult, regardless of the talent level. Roger Powell inside, a working 3. His second from the field, he's got 4.
And when you've got great guards up front with Brown and Williams, it's good for the big fellas, especially Roger Powell. He gets that ball in the blocks. He's got that ability to go up strong and knock it down.
Illinois, the first 4 points of the game. Luber jumped in by Brown. Luber, the fall away, tough shot. Oh my. D. Brown right back for Illinois. Good transition defense, however, by Penn State. Luther head in on Egekezi. Open is Brown from the outside. He has struggled at times this season from the arc. Egekezi inside, and Penn State ties the game.
Nice job by Egekezi getting down the floor and just beating the big fellas from Illinois. Powell's got to get back defensively.
Brown off the screen by Powell. Baseline feed to Darren Williams. Powell penetrating off the dribble, and a foul coming up. Blocking foul, I believe, on Penn State.
Now, one of the few breakdowns for Penn State. Here you see no one's guarding Powell. They switch up. No one matches up, and he recognizes to go right straight to the basket. See, everybody's trying to match up. And one of the few times where Penn State didn't get back defensively. But so far, I mean, the first 4 minutes here, they've done an extremely good job of slowing down Illinois' quick guards.
Powell, the 3rd leading scorer, and the only man who scored for Illinois so far in this game tonight. Averaging 12.5 points, 5 rebounds. Six points for Roger Powell, and he's got a 6-4 lead over Penn State. Brown with some pressure in the backcourt. I think what Bruce Weber wants to do is put a little heat on these freshman guards, especially Ben Luber.
And you notice Penn State not really coming up setting high screens because Illinois loves to double team and overplay, just like right there with Augustine. And with the quickness of Augustine and Powell, they can double team on the perimeter.
Luber had to go right off his head, able to recover against the quick D. Brown. Luber, another tough shot. Summers trying to keep it alive, but here come the Illini. Powell to Williams. In the corner, Luther head for 3. Roger Powell the rebound. Head thought about reloading another tray. Darren Williams slashing into the lane. First 2 points for someone other than Roger Powell, and Illinois leads it by 4. Penn State, Doug, I would think, has to keep this game on the half court for a couple of reasons. Number one, they don't want to get into an up-and-down game against the leading scoring team in the Big Ten, Illinois. But number two, because of the lack of numbers on their roster, they can't run up and down the floor. There's a three for Marlon Smith.
And so far, they've been able to do that, Wayne, with their tempo. Everything's come off the half-court sets for Illinois. Nothing on transition.
Inside, Augustine did not finish. And Augustine went down hard. No call.
A nice job by Marlon Smith to come over and help defensively.
He faked Luther Head right out of his jockstrap, but didn't finish the shot. D. Brown 2-on-1. Augustine fouled hard by Luber. That freshman is tough, isn't he?
Yeah, you got it like that. I mean, here's the little guy, 6 feet tall, 167 pounds, going against 6'10", and that's what you need to do. Nice clean foul. It wasn't anything dirty. Went right for the basketball, but good job by Luber to go in there. And he's given up probably almost 100 pounds, 90 pounds right there.
I admire him.
Help me.
There was no Olay to that little piece of defense. And Augustine to the free throw line for the first of a couple. Makes good on his first. Illinois leads the Big Ten, as I mentioned, in scoring 76.7 points per game, coming off an 88-82 win over Iowa. Big second half. 1 out of 2 at the line for Augustine. Yagla the rebound.
Yeah, Augustine leads the team in attempts. Free throw wise, he's struggled shooting only 59% from the field, so he gets fouled, but he's got to convert that when he gets to the line.
Egekese had good position inside. Smith from the outside. Luther Head there for the rebound. Able to play it ahead for Brown. The lob to Augustine through his hands. Intercepted by Summers. That would have brought the roof down.
Boy, any quick shot by Illinois or quick steal by Illinois, and boom, they're on the other end.
Tremendous hustle there by D. Brown, but to no avail. It'll be Penn State ball when we return.
Aveo, Malibu, the new Chevy showroom is on its way. The most complete lineup of vehicles on the road. Right now, use $1,000 bonus cash to get $4,000 total cash back. Or choose 0% APR financing for 60 months on every 2004 Chevy Impala. The new Chevy showroom. See your local Chevy dealer today.
We're there when you need us, securing your yesterdays, todays, and tomorrows, because you have more important things to think about.
What's up? Come on, give me a hand. How'd shopping go?
Pretty good. Picked up a couple things for dinner.
Great.
Providing life, home, car, and business insurance, and multiple policy discounts. To design a program that's right for you, call your independent auto owner's agent.
In Danville, see Transcontinental Insurance. In Champaign, call Kathy Hall and Associates. In Decatur, see Whitaker McNamara Insurance.
You know, when I was a young man, riding a Harley-Davidson motorcycle, oh, that's all I could think of. I mean, that open road, that rumbling engine, the wind in my face.
What, a Harley?
No, I never got it. I spent the money on aluminum siding instead.
Let's go see what Grandma's doing.
Gutteridge Harley-Davidson Buell in Danville and Kozire Harley-Davidson in Forsyth proudly support Illini sports.
Warden Martin. GM Goodwrench Service. Pleasant sales consultants who'll suit you to the right vehicle. Acres of vehicles to choose from. Warden Martin. A name that has become synonymous with quality sales and service in Central Illinois.
We've got the keys to your dream.
Good to see the students back in class around the Big Ten, Doug, and they are here in all sizes and colors and paintings. Meanwhile, we talked about Kurt Kanaski, head coach at Drake, against Bruce Weber in the Missouri Valley Conference Wars. 1 for 9. I don't know how that will pertain to tonight's game, but he does a lot of the X's and O's for Ed DeChellis. And there is Coach Bruce Weber. We mentioned before, you know, the one thing you'd have to say to the Illini Nation, I guess, is patience. It does take time when a new coach comes in, and I know expectations very high. This is a roster full of talent, but putting the pieces together, it does take time in a new system.
Yeah, and they're a very young team, and they do miss Brian Cook. I mean, here's a guy that you know, first-round draft pick, and he did a lot. He fixed a lot of woes for him.
D. Brown so quick tonight on the defensive end. Sets up Luther Head and Wong.
Wayne, you talked about it where he's really struggled with the shot, but Bruce Weber said, hey, we give him A for effort in all the other areas, especially on the defensive end. He's still working hard. He does a great job of anticipation. And there you see two guys who played together for a long time. Great no-look pass behind his back to Luther Head.
Head missing on the free throw. Augustine hustles the board. Opening 6 minutes of play in this first half. Penn State will use a variety of defenses. Darren Williams off balance there. Egekesi the rebound for Penn State. And DeChellis was telling us we'll see some, well, obviously the 3-2. We'll see box and 1, triangle and 2. Luber deep 3. Augustine cleans the board. Head picked up by Yagua. Some strange matchups on the perimeter here tonight. Brown open for 3, ringing up. Brown only 6 of his last 17 from the arc coming in, but starting to show some signs that he's breaking out of that shooting slump.
Yeah, much more under control. Nice screen from the top on Augustine. They don't communicate. He's wide open and knocks down the 3.
Yagla in close that time. Halfway down, wouldn't stay. Yagla's key is early going. If he gets off to a good start, he's good for the whole game. If he doesn't, sometimes he'll slip into the tank, so to speak, as the coaches say. By the coaches, I don't mean specifically Ed DeChellis. I'm talking about coaching terms in general. Luther Head gets straight down the lane. Robert Summers did not come over to pick him up.
Illinois so quick on the perimeter, and if you aren't supposed to be spacing defensively, that's what happens. A clean shot right to the basket.
9-point lead, biggest of the night. Summers open look.
And Illinois will give that shot to the big men from Penn State. In the shoot-around, they said, let's give them that shot. They can make it. They've earned it. Until they make a couple more, they won't make that adjustment.
On the block, Roger Powell. And his pass back to D. Brown off the mark. So turnover, Illinois. Fresh troops coming in. Casey gets a break, and Aaron Johnson comes in for Penn State. Couple of changes for Illinois as well. There's the series history. Last win was an overtime game at Penn State. Doug, you were at that game.
And that was one heck of a game, too. In overtime, it was a high-scoring game. And Penn State that year went on to play in the NCAA tournament.
And went to the Sweet 16 that year. Boy, Illinois just very active on the perimeter. Penn State will have possession when we come back, but D. Brown has set the tone on the defensive end with his hustle, the reach around, and the diving save.
Rest assured, tuition secured. Your kids have it made when tuition's prepaid.
As your kids get bigger, tuition grows too. But don't worry, we're here to help you.
Stop tuition inflation with College Illinois prepaid education.
Buy it now, and your kids' tuition is safe. When they're ready, it can be used any place.
Rest assured, tuition secured. Your kids have it made when tuition's prepaid.
Used to be really good grass control. Came at a cost to the health of your corn. But that was before Option herbicide. It's the first post-emerge grass herbicide with a built-in safener. Option gets all your major grasses and allows you to use higher caliber tank mixes. So you can also get your broadleaves, all without worrying about crop safety. Option, grass control that puts you in control.
Before you answer any questions about your insurance needs, doesn't it make sense to see the insurance company's report card first? Shelter Insurance looks like this. We're rated A for Excellent by AM Best, the national firm that rates financial strength and operating performance. Here's more good news. 9 out of 10 customers say they'd recommend us to someone else. An excellent rating and satisfied customers. Shelter Insurance. What better place to look for insurance?
They're saying just what I've been saying for years. High school ballers just aren't prepared for the NBA. That's funny. They're saying the Dolphins' secondary is unstoppable. I was just saying the same thing. What the?
Back at Illinois, Wayne Larrabee, Doug Altenberger, great to have you with us. Let's take a look at the option stance flash. It is the shooting in the early going. Illinois off to a very good start.
And one reason is they got good balance. Half of those points are coming inside, half of them outside. So they're right now hit some buckets early on the outside, open up on the inside, whereas Penn State now really struggling with getting the ball inside.
It's going to belong to Illinois.
And one reason's right there. You know, defensive pressure. Bruce Weber talked about it with these young guards. Really want to put a lot of pressure on those guys. And right now they're having a hard time getting that ball inside.
This game is produced and distributed by ESPN Regional Television Incorporated. Penn State slips into the zone. Back line, the lob and the delivery by Brian Randall, who had not scored and had not taken a field goal attempt in his last 2 games.
Yeah, so much for sitting on the bench and being cold. He came right off the seat for a dunk.
Yagla in the corner. That's 2. Jan Yagla got Penn State a much-needed field goal.
Well, right now, he's just not getting a lot of touches out there. They're only doing a good job of denying him a basketball. A guy with his offensive skills, if he doesn't have it, he won't hurt you.
Again, Penn State appears to be in the 2-3 zone right now. Good pass penetration against that zone. Augustine, awkward shot, could not finish it.
Yeah, had to finish that with his right hand, not his left.
Johnson nearly taken away by Augustine. Johnson says, I'm going to put a few steps further here.
Well, it took him a while to come down. Everybody forgot about it. That's the reason he was wide open.
Luber trying to feed Summers, who did not break. 2-on-1 for Illinois. Luther head back to James Augustine. Illinois equals its biggest margin of the first half, 9 points. Summers again. Yagla the rebound. And why not go right back up with it? He looked to the outside and then turned around and hit it and got fouled on the play. Will go to the line.
Well, Illinois really doing a great job on the perimeter with the pressure. There you see Augustine, 6'10", running foot and foot with Luther. Had great unselfish play, but you know, Penn State really one of the few times that they've been able to get the ball down low, and Yagla really surprises everybody and able to get an offensive rebound and converts on the 3-point play.
Yagla, 2-time Big Ten Player of the Week this season. Casey comes back on and gets Yagla a blow. Rich McBride coming on, and he replaces Luther Head.
Yeah, if you're Penn State right now, you're going to struggle a little bit with your offense. It's got to probably come from the guards with Yagla out there. The big guys down low are not known for their scoring or expected from the coaching staff.
1-2-2 look defensively for Penn State. Smith looked like he traveled, and he did. A rare miscue by the Illini, who played a strong first half thus far.
Yeah, Illinois doing a good job on the zone, the 2-3 zone that Penn State's throwing it, getting the ball in the paint area, in the middle. Nick Smith had a good idea, but gets called for the traveling.
Changing up zone defenses as Penn State will do here tonight. Doug, how much is that affected? Do the kids have to, on offense, have to then stop and wait and see what they're in before they can really get into their offense? And does it throw off the tempo more than anything else?
Well, they're not really disguising it. So you've got veteran guards like Williams and Brown. They're going to know right away.
Nice feed, Nick Smith. Roger make that McBride to Brown. Randall way off there. Johnson the rebound for Penn State. Inside of 10 minutes to go, first half. Luber. Casey could not handle the rebound, knocked out of bounds, and who's it going to belong to? Looks like it'll be Penn State ball. Jan Yagla got a very short break. He comes in for Robert Summers.
Yeah, Ed DeChillis, what he loves and preaches for his guys is don't give up, keep working through it, And he loves this team because they've got great chemistry, he feels, but well, he wants them to fight hard, you know, for the full 40 minutes. He keeps stressing that. And I think these kids have really stepped up and accepted that challenge.
Well, you know, Jim O'Brien, after going to Happy Valley and losing earlier this season at Penn, the Ohio State Buckeyes, said that, you know, the big difference with this team is that they believe in what the cellist is preaching. I mean, there's a huge difference there in the attitude he saw in this Penn State team as compared to previous years.
And when you're a fan, you think, well, everybody buys in, but that's not always the case, especially when you're new. It takes time. But these kids have really stepped up and feel like they've been with the coach a long time.
Aaron Johnson hits on the chip shot jumper. Penn State back to within 4. Smith, a good passer for a big man. McBride out front. D. Brown to the corner. Skips it over to Rich McBride. He has struggled from the arc recently. Last touch out of bounds by Illinois. They ran out of real estate at the baseline, and Rick Hartzell makes the call. And a little talking to with D. Brown.
Brown got a little animated, didn't like the call, and the official let him know that.
Yep. Illinois has gone inside for a lot of its offense here tonight. Aaron Johnson draws a crowd and got a foul on the floor before the shot attempt. I believe it's Nick Smith. Nick Smith picks up his first.
And we talked about points in the paint. The last couple possessions, though, Penn State's been able to get the ball inside. There you see Smith with the elbow right in the back. Good call from the baseline. Of course, he didn't have the angle that we had with the camera.
Smith from the outside for 3. Yaglo the rebound. Crowd thought he traveled as he came out of there with it.
And that's going to happen with Illinois. When you're pressuring the wings, overplaying, you take some risks. And on the rebounding edge, you might give up some offensive rebounds.
Johnson, nice look at Gakese, but they wipe it out. Offensive foul on Aaron Johnson. His first and the 5th on the team. 7:57 to go first half. Penn State hanging in at Illinois.
It can fit 6, you know? The all-wheel drive's awesome in the snow, and it's got a 5-star crash test rating.
Unlike some people we know.
Very funny.
Yeah, too bad he doesn't have the capability of the Pacifica.
Go well beyond the SUV in a Chrysler Pacifica. Now with 0% financing plus a $2,000 cash allowance. Or right now, exceptionally well-qualified buyers can get into a new 2004 Pacifica for just $349 a month. See your Chrysler dealer today.
It's not someone else's dream. It's yours. It's not someone else's future. It's the only one you get. So when it comes to investing for that future, we think you deserve our complete attention, all our understanding, and then some. The deepest knowledge, the most independent advice. Someone who listens to you, like you are the only investor in the world.
See your local Raymond James Financial Services representative in Watseka, Decatur, or Champaign.
With things the way they are, my 6th graders are thinking about energy these days. Asking good questions. I tell them we're lucky we're part of an electric co-op. Our local co-op gives us more than reliable electricity. There's safety demonstrations, energy conservation ideas. That's how the people have the power.
And we shine as one.
Hi, I'm Gary Knight, head coach at Carmack Car Capital, and Gabby and I have a great game plan for you. Carmack's game plan is great deals, 0% up to 60 months, huge rebates, great service, best trades, 100% financing, and great selection. Get off the bench. Carmack will put you in the game today. Yeah! Join the team at Carmack Car Capital, where you're number 1.
Back in Illinois, Wayne Larrabee, Doug Altenberger, Fighting Illini leading here 20-16, just under 8 minutes ago in this first half. Elsewhere around the country, St. Joseph still undefeated, knocked off Massachusetts. Louisville over Cincy, that was big. Down at Freedom Hall. Mississippi State piling it up in the Missouri Valley. Wichita State. And then Duke leading Maryland early going there. Rich McBride sets it up for Illinois. Off a screen by Nick Smith. Roger Powell jumps out to get it. Illinois has been very patient in the half court. Smith to the right hand. Nicely done.
Yeah, Penn State came out that timeout, really overplayed Brown and Williams. The big guy stepped up, Smith, and made himself big. Nice entry pass from the wing.
And Doug, the pressure on the Penn State guards by these Illinois guards, very quick in the backcourt is Illinois. And it's shown up in the shooting. Smith and Looper are combined 2 for 10 from the field so far.
They've done a nice job handling the basketball. Only 5 turnovers, but tough shots like that.
Yeah, he had to arch that over Nick Smith, 7-footer. Powell feeds McBride to the corner. D. Brown for 3. His second tray of the night. He's got 6 points. And a 30-second timeout called by Ed DeChellis and Penn State.
You know, Penn State in general has done a very good job getting back defensively. Here you see a good rotation. Ball starts on the left wing. McBride does the dribble drive penetration. Good, another ball fake by Williams. Put a lot of pressure on you on the perimeter like that, Wayne, and it's hard to stay at home. And finally, D. Brown steps behind the line and makes them pay the price.
So a little bit of a spurt here by Illinois, and suddenly they're back to a 9-point lead. At Michigan State, Penn State fell to the Spartans 76-58, Doug, but right before halftime, 3 minutes to go, they're down by 5. They give up a 3-point field goal, empty possession, turnover, 2-point field goal. Michigan State, all of a sudden, it's a 10-point game at halftime.
And that's what happens when you're a young team. You cannot let up, especially on the road. You got to play hard for 40 minutes. And DeChellis has really preached that. And the kids in general have done that early here on in the Big Ten. But on the road, it's been a different situation.
One thing Ed has preached to his team has been the last 5 or 6 minutes of the first half, first 5 or 6 minutes of the second half. Johnson in close. Smith from behind, and we got a foul coming up. I believe it's on Luther Head reaching in. It is on Head. His first.
You can see Bruce Weber not real happy with the screen there right in front. Yeah, and he's a little upset with the officials on that one. That was right in front of him.
Aaron Johnson to the free throw line, invited to walk on a year ago. And he was a prominent player for Penn State as a freshman. And comes off the bench this year. Now, he certainly is good enough to start on the front line of this Penn State team. But Ed DeChellis loves his enthusiasm, his spirit, and his energy off the bench, not to mention his size. Assembly Hall in Champaign, along with Doug Altenberger, Wayne Larrivee. Great to have you with us for Illinois and Penn State, our Big Ten offering tonight. Coming up on 6 minutes to go, first half. Smith skips the pass over to Luther Head. Interior feed down low. Scored and a foul. Roger Powell inside. 8 points for Powell, and he'll go to the line.
Well, Powell's got that ability. Great pass cross court, goes inside, and then it goes underneath the basket. You don't usually see a pass like that underneath the basket like that. But when you play a zone, guys get out of position. And good Powell going, you know, they teach you in football like the tight end to go to that open spot, and Powell just goes right to that spot. Great delivery.
Excellent ball movement on that trip by Illinois. It's tremendous. Ben Luber brings it across for Penn State. Yagla picked up by Williams. Saying to somebody today at practice that I bet you Darren Williams could count the number of 7-footers he's had to defend on one hand in his career. Probably one finger. Yagla looking for room. Williams doing a nice job. Yagla had to force the shot with time winding down. And here comes Illinois. 10-point Illini lead, biggest of the night. For 3, Smith, ring it up. Point margin. Smith make that Williams overplayed on the pass to Yagla. Yagla touched it last. turnover, Penn State. And the shooting. Illinois heating up. Penn State cooling off.
And many of those shots are coming behind the three-point line. Illinois really stepping up, and typically that's one of the strengths of Penn State's defense.
6 turnovers now for Penn State. Good interior feed again, and Roger Powell converts once again. 10 for Powell in an outstanding first half. Illinois by 15. 12-1 run for the Illini in the last 4 minutes. Meanwhile, rough play in the post, and they finally get Nick Smith in the foul. His second. 4 on the team.
Yeah, we talked about Yagla, who's got that range. So does Smith. Here he comes out and he steps up. No one able to pick him up, and even if they did, Smith is only 6 feet tall. Doesn't have much of a chance to really contest that shot.
Nick has a seat on the bench. Augustine back in for Illinois. Brown really pressuring Luber. Summers moves it to Yagla. Offensive foul. Yagla leaned in, and Darren Williams just beat him to the spot is what really happened.
And that's a tough matchup on the perimeter. There you've got to make the adjustment, have him post up down low, but you know, with what they've got there, you see points off turnovers. Penn State not doing a bad job taking care of the basketball. Only 6 or 7 turnovers so far in the game, but it's this defensive pressure. It really wears you down.
Good ball movement again by Illinois. They've been patient offensively all night. Williams had it knocked away by Yagla. Here comes Ben Luber. Penn State needs a quick bucket. Smith throws it away. Maybe he should have just gone to the rack with it right away and either drawn a foul and gone to the line or converted.
Rest assured, tuition secured. Your kids have it made when tuition's prepaid.
As your kids get bigger, tuition grows too. But don't worry, we're here to help you.
Stop tuition inflation with College Illinois prepaid education.
Buy it now, and your kids' tuition is safe. When they're ready, it can be used any place.
Rest assured, tuition secured. Your kids have it made when tuition's prepaid.
Why can't I come up? Sorry, Sarah, but there's no girls allowed. Not even girls with old recipe ice cream?
Prairie Farms Premium Old Recipe Ice Cream is full of all the homemade goodness that smart women know kids love.
So from now on, there are going to be some new rules around here. Okay? Mm-hmm.
Taste the homemade goodness of Old Recipe Ice Cream.
Good gas, good neighbors. Citgo, we know you.
You know, insurance can be confusing for most people if they've never had an opportunity to sit down and have it explained to them.
I'm a very good explainer. I explain everything in layman's terms because that's the way I understand things.
I want to make sure my customers understand exactly what they're buying.
We just need to take a little bit of time and explain it to them.
No gimmicks, no frills. I tell you how it is.
You have to really break it down so they can understand.
We have to make sure that our clients know that we can provide real answers.
This is my country.
And let them know there are no stupid questions.
The Orange Crush pleased and fired up over the performance of Roger Powell. What a start for him tonight. 4 of 4 from the field, 10 first half points.
Yeah, Illinois really playing unselfish basketball. They've already got 10 assists in the game, and the recipient of that has been Roger Powell. He's been at the right place at the right time, and when he gets into blocks and he scores in the paint like that, he gives this team an extra dimension.
The numbers so far tonight for Roger Powell. Hey, when you get the ball in that close. Penn State again sets up in the zone. 2-3 look. Illinois had such good ball movement. Williams for 3. Robert Summers the rebound. Smith sets up Johnson. Nicely done.
And that's what Penn State needs to do more. When you've got pressure on the wings, take that ball right to the basket. And if someone steps up, one of the big guys, the big guy open in the blocks there. Good penetration by Penn State and Smith.
Ben Luber and Marlon Smith were both point guards in high school. Smith more of a scoring point guard, but nonetheless, both know how to create offense. Coming up on 3 minutes to go, first half. 8 to go on the shot clock. Williams goes to work. D. Brown perched in the corner. Augustine, what a rebound. And he'll go to the line.
Yeah, ball goes on the weak side. Smith drops down for Penn State, but when you've got to block out a guy that's 6'10" and can jump like Augustine, that's a tough matchup.
Earlier tonight, Michigan State over Northwestern. Michigan State starting to heat up now after that tough non-conference campaign.
I think Tom Izzo and his staff is hoping that one of the toughest schedules in the country, if not that hopefully the benefits will play off here in the Big Ten and his team will be ready.
Augustine drops a pair at the line. He's got 5 points. Illinois' biggest lead, 15. Luber. Oh, beautiful feed. Rejected. Roger Powell on the rejection. He went to the summit. Skipping the ball over that zone all night, have the Illini. Luther head elevates for 3. Yagla the rebound for Penn State. Quick turn, Johnson to the baseline. Nicely done. Draws the foul on Augustine. Good move by Aaron Johnson inside.
Well, everybody thought this ball was in, and then out of nowhere, Powell, like you said, he went upstairs and cleaned that right off the box. And this guy's only 6'6". He went upstairs, and Johnson thought that he was looking for a goaltending call or something.
6 points now for Aaron Johnson off the bench.
And there's a guy that walked on the team as a freshman, and he has a little adversity this year. Underwent surgery to repair a detached retina. So this guy, Ed loves when he's in there. He makes his team a lot tougher. He's got a big body, perfect for Big Ten ball.
The opponents don't like to go into the middle when big Aaron Johnson is in there. They call him Hojo.
Well, he's definitely a wide body. He knows how to use his body.
Powell. Luther head timed his jump perfectly. Illinois just moving the ball very well here tonight. Minute 30 to go, first half. Tried one interior pass too many, perhaps. D. Brown open, straight on, ring it up for 3. D. Brown had 5 3-point field goals at Northwestern a week ago. That's his 3rd here tonight. And if you're wondering about the percentage, he's 3 out of 5 from the arc. Under a minute to go, first half. Illinois enjoys its biggest lead. Smith, an air ball there. The save by Powell. Inside Smith on the drive. And Powell again hustles the board. This time gets fouled. Illinois from the arc, and remember, 3 of those by D. Brown. Timeout taken by Illinois. 32nd timeout by the Illini.
Yeah, Illinois really has looked sharp here early on in the first half here. I mean, just has played extremely well. Very patient defensively, and I know offensively also, too.
These standings are updated to Michigan State's win earlier tonight. They catch Indiana top the conference. Wisconsin playing as we are right now. Purdue, important game at home against Michigan. Penn State sitting there 2-1 at the moment. Illinois 2-2. The Illini won their first 2 games and then lost at home to Purdue, which opened eyes. But that was nothing compared to the eye-opening in the Illini Nation when they went to Evanston a week ago and lost to Northwestern.
And Northwestern is really playing well right now, and that's the interesting part of this Big Ten season. I think all the teams have improved dramatically since the beginning of the year, and it's just who can win on the road, and you got to defend your court, your home court.
Powell inside, operating once again. 12 for Roger Powell.
Powell doing a great job hitting those seams.
5 of 6 from the field for Powell. 2 out of 3 at the free throw line. Illinois' biggest lead, 18 points. Penn State needs something here before halftime. Boy, Illinois, dogged defense, knocking it away again. Very quick hands for the Illini. Luther had to finish. 20-point lead. Luber shot good. If it goes, it's short. And the Fighting Illini of Illinois really asserting themselves here at Assembly Hall with a huge first half. They step off the floor with a 41-21 lead over Penn State. Halftime coming up.
You only get away with that in practice. The coach is blowing a whistle and wants you to get away with it. Shavlik Randolph back in the ball game, and he'll get a bucket. His returning to the Champaign, number 5, DJ Strawberry. 2 easy opportunities on the inside. They're allowed to get 2. Pretty easily in the shot. Jamar Smith turned around and jumped over the right goal. Followed by Strawberry. On the rim and dropped off. Duhan back the other way. Got it. Strawberry to get out on him, and then Strawberry got a piece of it on the way up. Good D. I'll tell you one thing, Reddick's got a lot better with using that ball fake. He uses that ball fake so effectively to get free. Smith gets by Williams. Nice little spinning move to get to the baseline. He's got superb quickness down on the inside. He's got that big drop step. Smith quickness. He leads the ACC as 8 double-doubles this year. I'll tell you one thing. The crowd really wants to get going. They just need some help. Shamlick Randolph drops by Kaner Medley. Randolph goes up. That's going to be a jump ball. And the possession arrow will give it to Maryland. Smith and Gilchrist really so short for Penn thus far early in the game. 2 of the best shot blocking teams in the country. The 2 best in the ACC at work in this way. 1, 2, 3.
Missed it, missed it.
Home is where the hoop is. With ESPN Full Court, you'll get the most out of the second half of the college basketball season. To order, call your local cable company, DirecTV at 1-800-DirecTV, or Dish Network at 1-800-333-DISH.
Epson T001. Canon BC31E.
Shopping for ink and toner in most stores is hit or miss.
HP C9720.
Come on.
A.
At Staples, we stock a huge selection of cartridges, so we guarantee we'll have the one you need. Online or in store, promise.
HP 45.
Bingo.
Your ink and toner in stock. Staples. That was easy.
Where is it written that a big car has to be boring? That only the rich get to feel safe? Where is it written that luxury is only for the few? If it is written somewhere, we couldn't find it. Introducing the Kia Amante.
Reese Davis, Jay Billis, Steve Lavin coming up on the Bank One halftime report. We will unveil ESPN's silver anniversary ACC team as selected by a panel of experts. But the fans got to vote on ESPN.com, and these are the 5 they selected.
Len Bias, a great choice. You could also put Johnny Dawkins on there, who's an assistant coach now at Duke, a great player.
Jay Billis, that's my writing kit.
All right, thanks, Reese. Thanks, guys. It's 30-18, 3 minutes to go first half. Jamal Smith, basket, and the foul on Shamblick Randolph.
You know, Smith's had some big games and some important wins. He had 25 against Wisconsin, 14 and 12 rebounds versus Florida, and a big game against North Carolina. There he's posted on the inside. Lays the ball off the glass, gets the conversion. Now they're going to go to some full court pressure. He's got that quick love his first basket.
Last year when he was playing behind the Maryland veterans, he only had like 5 games. He had come out of junior college just the way Ryan Randall had. In fact, the same school, Allegheny Community College. And all at once this year, he is a star.
Also, that's where Mr. Franchise came from as well.
That's
Stevie
right.
Francis.
It's been a gold mine at talent there, and here's a foul away from the ball on Duke.
Here comes that little spurt. They got it down to 9. Starting to get a little momentum. Starting to get a little Uncle Mo on their side to get this crowd going.
Shamblick Randolph grabbing Smith. That's a good call. A lot of times when you're watching it live, you can't see that. Obviously, that was behind the guy's back. But it was a good call. Smith getting very much more active. Now Williams is up there. Randolph's up. Maryland can't save it. Good hustle by Gilchrist. Didn't quite get there.
You know, you mentioned shot blocking teams. Maryland leads the conference. Duke at number 2. 7.8 blocks a game. 7.4 for Duke. Duke's on record to break the school record, which is 6.3.
Quarterback was checked in for the first time. With Lou Dallas. He'll get some time after that. That was 2 or a couple of minutes in the first.
And we get some shots for this guy.
Throw it out for Reddick. He's being dogged by Strawberry.
He's not going to create the shot off his dribble. He's got to get the help of the screening.
Ewing. Good defense by McCray, but it's tipped in. Who gets credit for that one? Ewing. Ewing has 9 picks.
He really has played well for them since he got healthy. Had a foot problem. Makes us fight on that defensive end. I'll tell you, it starts with Duhan. He's the leader of the defense. He puts the suffocation at the point guard slot like he did against Wake Forest and an outstanding freshman, Chris Paul, who's one of the best academics on earth.
Yeah, stolen. Gilchrist to Kaner Medley on the baseline. He's got a great touch from there.
Kaner got a wide open look on that baseline. Knocked that 15-foot down. Mike, they want their team to get going. This crowd is ready to explode.
And Dick, you can see it. Maryland finally starting to find some offensive rhythm. That'll cut it. Deng, who has a complete game, drains a 3.
They have such a variety of ways they can beat you with that trifecta. Averaging 7 made threes per game, third in the country.
Knocked away by Deng, recovered by Gilchrist. Smith. Nice shot.
Starting to get a little rhythm offensively, a little confidence.
11 points for Smith after a very slow start.
Take a look at the starting versus now. 6 to 9, 2 for 3.
Maryland ball again. Gilchrist hustles it out to McCray. Kaner Medley ahead of the pack.
Strong drive for the left-handed player. Moving to the left hand. Oh, this crowd is alive. ACC basketball. That's why right now, baby, the best conference in America. Oh, to see a Raiders round like you cannot believe.
Maryland has hit 7 of its last 10 shots. They have cut the lead to 8. Duke will play for the last shot and a half.
They can't allow Duke to get this. This is good. Give a little momentum if they come over the defensive stop here.
See if they set up a couple of screens for Reddick. That's what they're trying to do. And they will call J.J. Reddick for the offensive foul, pushing Strawberry. And I think Strawberry may have gotten away with one here.
Well, I think the crowd gets credited for that one, baby. The crowd helped. The crowd helped a great deal there. The big question is now, will Duke, number 1 in the nation, for the third consecutive year, coming to College Park, if they beat AW in the last 2 years, they don't know what they have to do.
Gilchrist is fouled with 1.9 seconds on the clock. For that, sliding in, trying to draw the charge and didn't get there in time.
Not a good play right here. Take a look right here. Wow. Wow.
Well, he did push off.
The foul to number 3, Nick Horvath. His first 10th on the team.
The block by Horvath. Couldn't beat him to the spot. Good call by Duquesne.
At the line, John Gilchrist.
3 minutes in no small part. That has helped Maryland to get back in this. And now Gilchrist will go to the line.
They're a horrendous free throw shooting team. And they're shooting 59.9% as a team. Gary told us before the game. He said, I've tried everything imaginable that we can utilize to try to get guys to be better shooters.
And tonight they're 4 for 4, but they've got 3 guys who play a lot of minutes that shoot under 50%, and that will kill them at some point.
5 for 5 at the halftime. That is perfection. That's a Bo Derek, baby.
Duke had totally outplayed Maryland the next first half, but right now it looks like it's going to be a 6-point game. The half, that's exactly what it is. 35-29. Gary Williams has to be happy. Mike Krzyzewski has to be stunned at this turnaround. The halftime score, 35-29. Let's join Reese Davis, Jay Billis, Steve Lavin for the Bank One halftime report.
Boy, it looks as if that thing's going to be over early, but Mike, Dick, the guys, Doris, they should know better than anyone else. Duke, Maryland, never over. Glad to have you with us in the Bank One halftime report. Maryland with the late surge, getting right back into it. Some NFL football news now, and it looked as if the Raiders had their new coach in Sean Payton. Turns out they didn't have a deal after all. Been widely reported that the Cowboys' assistant head coach in Oakland had a deal. That fell apart. Payton will stay on Bill Parcells' staff in Dallas. Now Davis says that Sean Payton didn't turn down the job because he was never offered the job. So the search goes on for the Raiders. Much more coming up on SportsCenter, along with plenty of NBA and hot stove talk as soon as we are finished with Duke and Maryland. Also coming up on the Bank One halftime report, which guy from Duke would make it to our ACC Silver Anniversary team? I don't see 21 in white. Where's 21? There's 22. Where's 21?
We ain't going to see him.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of NCAA basketball, brought to you by Kia Motors. Kia, make every mile count. And the greatest sports miracle in history, Miracle, coming to theaters February 6th.
How did we design the Kia Sorento to attain the highest quality? How did it get the government's highest side impact safety rating? How did we back it with such a great warranty and still price it thousands less than the competition? How did we do all this? We worked our freaking tails off. That's how. The obsessively perfected Kia Sorento. Get the 2004 Sorento starting at $18,635 after $1,000 cash back, plus $1,000 owner loyalty bonus for qualified buyers.
This is something that this country is ready for.
The Soviets win. My goal is to beat them.
I want you to be a high-end hockey player!
That'll get them going. Oh, yeah.
This is your time. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. 1 second left in the game. You believe in miracles? Yes!
Miracle, rated PG, starts February 6th.
The 2004 Australian Open is on ESPN and ESPN2. Wow. The world's best sweated out in Melbourne for a chance to win tennis's first Grand Slam. Coverage continues through January 31st.
Later on SportsCenter, unbeatable highlights. Starberry shines in Houston, and your top 10 NFL draftees, plus an ex-Yankee picks sides.
The edge is to the Red Sox.
SportsCenter, after the game, ESPN.
Warden Martin. GM Goodwrench Service. Pleasant sales consultants who'll suit you to the right vehicle. Acres of vehicles to choose from. Warden Martin. A name that has become synonymous with quality sales and service in Central Illinois.
We've got the keys to your dream.
Okay, now I understand you're getting some pretty thorny customer questions.
Made when tuition's prepaid. Used to be really good grass control. Came at a cost to the health of your corn. But that was before option herbicide. It's the first post-emerge grass herbicide with a built-in safener. Option gets all your major grasses and allows you to use higher caliber tank mixes. So you can also get your broadleaves, all without worrying about crop safety. Option, grass control that puts you in control.
Why can't I come up? Sorry, Sarah, but there's no girls allowed. Not even girls with old recipe ice cream?
Prairie Farms Premium Old Recipe Ice Cream is full of all the homemade goodness that smart women know kids love.
So from now on, there are going to be some new rules around here. Huh? Okay? Mm-hmm.
Taste the homemade goodness of Old Recipe Ice Cream.
People are busy with families and careers. They don't want to spend a lot of extra time taking care of their insurance needs.
My mom never puts me on hold, and my mom never says, can I just call you right back? I have something else that I need to do.
When you call us, you don't have to wait around. You're going to talk to a real person.
Right off the bat. Claims happen quickly because at 2 o'clock in the morning, when they have a pipe break, they want you there at 3 o'clock in the morning.
This is my country.
If I say I'm going to call you back, that doesn't mean next Tuesday.
Assembly Hall in Champaign, Illinois, leading by 20 at halftime as we get set to start the third quarter. This game is produced and distributed by ESPN Regional Television Incorporated. Well, Doug, what do you look for here if you're Penn State and you're coming out in this situation?
Well, I think you need to come out and offensively try to take care of the basketball a little bit better and try to get back into your offensive sets. Yagla and really didn't get much touches there, and he's got to be a main part of this offense. And then on the defensive end, they've just got to settle down and not let Powell get inside and have his way inside and try to get more points from Illinois on the perimeter than inside.
Luber sets it up for Penn State. Luber and Smith the backcourt, and then Yagla, Egekezi, and Summers up front.
Yeah, Powell did a great job on the post there. Really denied the basketball. There you see Augustine on the post denying.
Fronting Summers in the post.
And when you front like that, you got to reverse the basketball real quickly. You can get it on the reversal.
Luber short on the triple attempt. Luther head up high for the board. Marlon Smith knocked it away. Head able to recover. Augustine jumped out by Summers. One thing Illinois did show in that first half consistently, Doug, was patience on offense.
Yeah, right now you got Yagla guarding Head, 7 foot against 6'4", one of the quickest guys in the Big Ten.
And then going to the motion offense. Augustine had it stripped away inside as he went to the hole. Marlon Smith on the pull-up. And then throws it away. 10 turnovers now for Penn State. And they came in averaging almost 16 turnovers a game.
And that's one reason in Big Ten play, they're fourth in the league in turnover margin. So this team typically forces more turnovers than they turn it over. And right now, they're down 4. So they're usually up 2.5.
Williams whirling into the lane. Oh, beautiful move. Only his second from the field. He's got 4. Second leading scorer for the Illini at almost 13 points a game. Illinois by 22, biggest lead of the night. Almost a steal there by Luther Head. Marlon Smith, quick release. And you get the feeling that Penn State, every shot hurried, every shot under duress almost at this juncture of the game.
And Illinois is able to play that pressure because they've got a 3-guard system in there right now. Penn State, on the other hand, has got the big fella, Yagla, on the perimeter. And they just haven't been able to make that adjustment. Either you got to post him outside. It's not really fair for him to go out and try to hit with the speed of a 6'4" guy.
Beautiful feed. Brown inside. Powell to Williams outside for 3.
Boy, Illinois hitting on all cylinders.
Darren Williams has scored the first 5 points of the second half. 25-point Illini lead. Yagla wanted to go inside of Summers, being fronted by Augustine. Egekezi, that's not his range. Brown, little shake and bake. Powell is there. 14 for Roger Powell. All of it right around the 10. Luber bumps with Brown. Summers out high, way out high. Yagla trying a back cut. Williams would have none of it. He denied it on the defensive end. Feed inside Egekese. Unable to finish, and Augustine cleans it up. Luther Head sets up Williams again. Errant pass there, saved by Head. Williams from the corner for three. Darren Williams off to a big start in the second half. 8 quick points for Williams in the second half. And the Orange Crush on a rampage. Their home forces lead by 30.
What keeps you from getting the exercise you need? Is it lack of time? Are you afraid of doing something wrong?
Chances are you've seen us talking about the Total Gym before, wondering, is it really as good as they say? The fact is, it's even better than we say.
So what kind of body do you want? Maybe you just want to trim and tone your body.
Or if you want the strength and conditioning of a world-class athlete or a bodybuilder, the Total Gym can help you get there faster than you've ever imagined. So why not give it a try? Believe me, once you try it, you'll be hooked on it. I know, I've used mine for over 20 years.
Now you can own the Total Gym for as little as $29.95 a month charged on your credit card. And Total Gym won't charge you a penny of interest. Our best offer ever.
To order Total 252-77. That's 1-800-392-5277. Call now.
A quiet first half. Darren Williams has made a lot of noise in the early going second half.
Well, you talk about, you try to shut down D. Brown, and then you've got another guard there, Darren Williams, and a guy who's 6'4", and really so far this year has been the most impressive of scoring threat from the perimeter.
On the inbounds a moment ago, Jan Yagla just threw it over the head of Ben Luber out of play. Ed DeCellis talked so much about the first 5-6 minutes of the second half, how important that is. It could not have gone worse for his team so far.
And right now, this young team has really lost their composure. They've only scored 6 points since the 12-minute mark in the first half. And right now, they are just struggling.
Rebound hustled in the corner by Egekese. Marlon Smith sets it up out of Brooklyn, New York, or I should say the Bronx, New York. Yagla had a good look at it there. Boy, he has struggled the last 2 games.
And now they're shooting quick shots, and that's what Illinois likes you to do. Shoot the quick shots, get that transition game, up-tempo style. They feel much more comfortable than slowing it down.
Yagla coming off a season-low 2 points at Michigan State. Here's Darren Williams. D. Brown for 3. Augustine, and we get a foul. It's on Yagla. Held him. Third personal on Jan Yagla. First on the team in the second half.
Yeah, Yagla has really struggled. I mean, sometimes you can use your advantage, but right now he has really struggled with his height. He hasn't been able to post up to smaller guards.
Oh! Bounce a Luther head and a flush. Yagla wants to post low. Summers from the outside connects. Luther head on the drive, had it knocked away, picked up by Augustine. Roger Powell. Good ball moving around the horn. Luther head slashing. Tough shot there for Darren Williams. Augustine the rebound. Fresh shot clock. No look pass deep. Brown trying to hit the cutting Darren Williams on the baseline off the mark. But it has been all Illinois in the second half. Luther head with authority on the inbound from Darren Williams.
Corn growers use Balance Pro Plus Define for one reason.
My last trip across my field was 107 days ago.
It's the flexible tank mix that keeps them out of the field all season.
My last trip was 110 days ago.
With Balance Pro's power of recharge and Define's enhanced grass control.
My last trip, it was 95 days ago.
Your weed pressures are gone with just one pass. So this season, make every day count with the only weed control that outlasts every competitive premix. Balance Pro Plus Define.
Golf Digest is going to cure your slice now and for free.
And that's a guarantee.
Introducing the breakthrough video, Cure Your Slice Now, and it's free with your paid subscription to Golf Digest magazine. In this video, top PGA instructor Chuck Cook shows you the 7 key phases of the swing and gives you his proven method for better control and longer, straighter drives. And here's our guarantee. If Golf Digest and Cure Your Slice Now doesn't cure your slice and improve your game, cancel and keep the video free.
Golf Digest is your source for golf.
Every month in Golf Digest, you get easy-to-follow tips and instruction from the best teachers and players in golf. Information on the top equipment, the best places to play, thought-provoking commentary. You also get this removable Pocket Tips booklet. Call now. Use your credit card and get your first risk-free issue, Pocket Tips booklet and video free. You get 11 more issues for only $19.77. If your game doesn't improve, cancel and keep the video, booklet, and magazine free.
So call 800-543-6200. That's 800-543-6200. Call now.
You know, insurance can be confusing for most people if they've never had an opportunity to sit down and have it explained to them.
I'm a very good explainer. I explain everything in layman's terms because that's the way I understand things.
I want to make sure my customers understand exactly what they're buying.
We just need to take a little bit of time and explain it to them.
No gimmicks, no frills. I tell you how it is.
You have to really break it down so they can understand.
We have to make sure that our clients know that we can provide real answers.
This is my country.
And let them know there are no stupid questions.
Back in Champaign, Illinois leading comfortably here, to say the least. Elsewhere in the Big Ten, Northwestern fell tonight to Michigan State. Iowa, non-conference on the road, lost at Iowa State, and Purdue leading Minnesota in the second half with 20 seconds left in that game. And Wisconsin now on top of Michigan by 3, second half in Madison. These Illini will be in Madison. There's an over and back violation, unforced error once again by Penn State. Turnovers starting to add up now. 13 for the Nittany Lions.
And one thing, when you're a player who's played in the Big Ten and you start to see that a youngster like these guys are starting to get nervous out there, you really start to tighten the grip, and Illinois' guards have done that with their pressure.
Boy, and good movement again, not only but with the ball, but with people. You're seeing people move fluidly through the zones. You're seeing good, crisp passes. Darren Williams connecting right there.
Illinois leads the Big Ten in assists. I mean, they do a great job averaging almost 18 a game, and they're well ahead of that pace right now.
Aaron Johnson back in for Penn State. Manufactured a shot there. Summers picks up, blocked by Augustine. Here come the Illini. D. Brown. Luther head in rhythm. And it'll belong to Penn State. Since the game was 20-16 Illinois with what, a little over 8 minutes gone by in the first half, Illinois outscored Penn State 35-7. Penn State one field goal in the last about the last 9 minutes now.
Bruce Weber must have stressed some serious defense the last 2 or 3 days after that 80-point win. I mean, both teams averaged 80 points, that Iowa win, and right now defensively they're just getting after Penn State.
Well, Iowa shot about 53% in that ball game on Saturday. 10 to go on the shot clock. Yagla's lost out there.
Yeah.
He really is.
Well, it's hard when you're 7 feet tall and you're trying to go against guys with that speed and quickness where he has the strength to down on the blocks, and he's frustrated and they can't get him the ball down there.
And he's really not a great post-up player.
Well, he doesn't, with a guy, when you're giving up 6 inches down low, you can see he gets the ball, 25 feet from the basket, and just shoots up a horrible shot, a forced shot. But
Roger Powell fouled on way to the bucket. And Yagla very upset right now.
And you can tell when they've lost your composure. When a basic out-of-bounds play underneath their basket, that's the second time in a row where Illinois has gotten a dunk or a layup. There, they get to the free throw line, and that's just a lack of communication defensively. You got to know who you're guarding, especially when you're screened, and communicate.
Yagla always has been, and my point was, sure, he can post up, especially with his frame, but he's always been a face-the-basket kind of player anyway. He's not a true post-up individual. And he comes out of the ball game. The other thing that Penn State can't afford, foul trouble, because they just don't have the numbers. They don't have the bodies. Smith looking to penetrate it, and Darren Williams. Illinois really pressures the guards here. Smith against Williams. Jason McDougald in the game now in place of Jan Yagla. Ben Luber, change of direction here on Brian Randall. Had it partially blocked. Randall able to collect at the baseline. Williams tipped away from behind by Smith, nearly picked away by Luber. How many players on the floor for Illinois? Penn State must feel like they've got 11 on the floor at one time. Every bounce of the ball has gone to an Illini.
And if you're Ed DeCillis, you look to the bench. He doesn't have a bench. No. He only plays 6 or 7 guys at the most. He doesn't have the luxury. If you get tired, tough, you got to stay out there.
Luber. Augustine the rebound. Boy, Penn State now really struggling from the field. Roger Powell operating inside as he has so successfully here tonight. And the foul is on Ben Johnson. Or make that Aaron Johnson, I beg your pardon. Second personal on Aaron Johnson. 4 on the team.
Yeah, like you said, Wayne, right now, Illinois just getting anything they want on offense, getting the ball down low. And, it's difficult when you have a young team and things don't start to go well. You don't have that senior leadership, someone to step up and say, okay, hey, listen, we've been through this, settle down, and it really shows right now for, especially when you have a young backcourt like Penn State.
Darren Williams gets a round of applause as he steps off, and Dee Brown comes back in.
Bruce Weber talked about after the shoot-around, he really wanted his team to play a complete team, complete game. Hard on both ends. At times they've played well offensively, at times they haven't played. But right now he's got to be really excited about the effort.
This is far and away probably both ends in the same game their best effort of the season. They were a little bit perplexed about the game Saturday against Iowa in that they won and they were happy about that, but they said, hey, we had to shoot 60-some% of the second half to win that game. Now that's not the kind of Illini team that people are used to seeing around here.
That's a team last year defensively that was one of the best in the country. So far this year in the Big Ten play, teams are shooting 48%. That's 10th in the league. And
yes,
you just can't win. This is still a league about defense, and you've got to step up and play every night. And that's what Bruce Weber was stressing.
And yesterday at practice, they were back to the basics of defense and hustle and diving for loose balls and that kind of. They even had drills diving for loose balls yesterday at practice. It wasn't quite like Tom Izzo when he got the football shoulder pads out and the helmets, but it was a good rough practice. Smith out of the corner for 3. McDougald the rebound, knocked away by Dee Brown, and they called him for a foul. Dee Brown's first personal, first on the team.
His first, number 1 on the Illini.
And right now, Ed DeCillis is really doing a lot of teaching right now, trying to get their attention. Only 1 field goal in the last 11.5 minutes. And right now they look tired. That defensive pressure, Illinois with all that depth keeps coming at you with fresh bodies.
Oh, Aaron Johnson, nice catch down to the baseline, couldn't quite finish it. Has it rejected again. Back tap to Summers. Penn State reloads. Smith on the drive, the floater short. Johnson down low. This time a foul on Augustine. Second on James Augustine, second on the team.
Okay, once you get the ball inside, you might try to make something happen. Johnson does a good job staying with it. And he's going against 7'2" and also about 7 feet there. So does a good job of competing, staying on the offensive boards.
Aaron Johnson makes good on his first. That's one thing Aaron Johnson will do for you. For as long as you have him in the game, he will compete. And he makes a pair at the line. 9 points for Aaron Johnson. Timeout on the floor. 11:27 to go. Second half at Assembly Hall. Illinois warming up for a date with Wisconsin on Saturday.
I have to read the Wall Street Journal every day. If I don't, I feel I've missed something.
There's stuff that I read about, articles about large businesses or small businesses and the things that they're doing to succeed. And then I try and take that and apply that to my little company.
Most surprising thing about the Journal, I like to read it.
Get early morning delivery of the Journal for just 45 cents a day. That's 50% off the regular rate. Call 800-238-5300. That's 800-238-5300 for the Wall Street Journal.
Golf Digest is going to cure your slice now and for free.
And that's a guarantee.
Introducing the breakthrough video, Cure Your Slice Now, and it's free with your paid subscription to Golf Digest magazine. In this video, top PGA instructor Chuck Cook shows you the 7 key phases of the swing and gives you his proven method for better control and longer, straighter drives. And here's our guarantee. If Golf Digest and Cure Your Slice Now doesn't cure your slice and improve your game, cancel and keep the video free.
Golf Digest is your source for golf.
Every month in Golf Digest, you get easy-to-follow tips and instruction from the best teachers and players in golf. Information on the top equipment, the best places to play, thought-provoking commentary. You also get this removable Pocket Tips booklet. Call now. Use your credit card and get your first risk-free issue, Pocket Tips booklet and video free. You get 11 more issues for only $19.77. If your game doesn't improve, cancel and keep the video, booklet, and magazine free.
So call 800-543-6200. That's 800-543-6200. Call now.
Rush to get the only credit card packed with all the NFL action you want. The official NFL Visa credit cards with no annual fee and a lineup of heavy-hitting benefits. Request yours today and receive a free officially licensed NFL Fleece Stadium blanket. Get in on the action online at NFLTVOffer1.com today.
We welcome you back to Assembly Hall in Champaign. Penn State trailing big. The balance stance flash. Penn State really struggled. Well, the number speaks for itself.
Well, we talked to the Penn State staff about especially the young guys hitting the wall, and maybe tonight they did hit the wall.
You look at the guards, and 1 for 13 for Smith, and Luber's 1 for 6. Nice move. Richard McBride's first field goal of the game. He had been struggling from the field the last 3 games.
Yeah, all the freshmen for Illinois really lost a little confidence early on here in the Big Ten and weren't looking for their shots.
Boy, look at the big man out challenging the guard. Nick Smith coming out to trap. This is the kind of defensive intensity that Coach Weber and his staff are going to demand every night, especially when they get into the lion's share of the Big Ten Conference. Oh, nice move by Aaron Johnson down low. Only the second field goal of this second half for Penn State. We're almost 10 minutes into the second half. Save Augustine down low. McBride lost his footing, had to save it, and Augustine able to collect and convert.
And that's the way the night's gone for Illinois. Yep. Even when the ball's going out of sun.
Every bounce.
Yeah, everything's going their way right now.
Smith feeds Johnson in close. Rebound cleared by Brian Randall. Augustine trying to turn quickly baseline, goes back the other way. Good move by James Augustine, who's up to 9 points. Back-to-back field goals. Robert Summers and a hand in his face. Aaron Johnson on the glass down low. Couldn't quite get it finished there. The lob baseline. Randall has to collect and converts. And another timeout taken by Penn State. 9:23 to go in the most impressive performance of the season for the Fighting Illini of Illinois. They lead it by 40. Watch the lob to the freshman Randall. Had to reload it and stayed right with it. Randall was starting at this time last week and was looking pretty well tired, like he had hit the wall. He looks much fresher tonight off the bench.
Yeah, and this is a game for Illinois. I mean, they came off an emotional win against one of the big rivals, Iowa. And I think they're ready to turn the corner. They've got their whole team back. You know, Luther had to step out some games, miss some games, and then Darren Williams wasn't at full power. So right now, if you're an Illinois fan, you got to feel pretty good about this group defensively, just coming out and playing this type of pressure. If they can hit offensively on all cylinders like that, they're going to be looking good the rest of the season. Sometimes you need a game like this. You need a game where everybody contributes, everybody plays well. And like you said, you got a big game on Saturday against the Badgers. So you go in feeling pretty confident.
Marlon Smith moves it across. Meanwhile, Penn State returns home to face Michigan on Saturday. And they expect a good crowd, 10,000 plus on hand for that game. Aaron Spears picks up a foul, his first, as we start to see some of the bench brigade coming on now. Jack Ingram is in there for Illinois. Aaron Spears. Brian Randall's been in. Rich McBride comes back on along with Luther Head. A little over 9 minutes to go in the game. Bad pass there to Summers. It was kicked out of bounds off the foot of Luther Head. And if you're waiting for the bench brigade from Penn State to come in, they don't really have one.
No, they don't. They don't.
And you know, to talk about why they don't have much depth is, you know, they've lost 4 players since the coaching change. A couple of whom were playing prominent roles on this year's team.
And that's usually surprising. Guys are playing a lot of minutes. You don't see them transfer a lot, but they're not buying into the system. It's better that they leave now
than later. Yep.
Right.
Exactly. McBride commits the foul, his first. And, you know, we're talking to Ed DeChellis, and, you know, they lost DeForest Riley Smith. Jamal Tate is now undergoing treatment for alcoholism and doing very well, we're told. He did very well in his classes this fall, but he's out of basketball. Sharif Chambliss has transferred to Wisconsin, and Brandon Cameron left school. He was playing behind these freshman guards and expecting to see a lot more action than he was playing. But he provided depth on this team, and he's decided to transfer out as well. Hasn't settled on a destination yet, but those are, you know, that's where your depth is going.
And then when you throw in the young guards and the young guys in there, and especially on the perimeter, it is very hard to compete in this league. This is still a league where you've got to have experience and you've got to have veteran leadership.
And one thing the coaching staff will like to do with Penn State when they get their players in this program, they want to up-tempo. They want to run. They're forced now to play a half-court game because of the numbers problem they have. McDougald hustles the rebound. Assembly Hall in Champaign, where Illinois has lost all of 3 games in the last 4+ seasons. Wayne Larrabee, Doug Altenberger, great to have you with us. This has been one of the great home court advantages in college basketball over the last several years. 46-2 here at Assembly Hall is Illinois, coming into tonight's game in the last 3.5 years. Foul on Aaron Spears, his third, 6th on the team. All Illinois with just under 8 minutes to go.
Used to be really good grass control. Came at a cost to the health of your corn. But that was before Option herbicide. It's the first post-emerge grass herbicide with a built-in safener. Option gets all your major grasses and allows you to use higher caliber tank mixes. So you can also get your broadleaves. all without worrying about crop safety. Option, grass control that puts you in control.
Why can't I come up? Sorry, Sarah, but there's no girls allowed. Not even girls with old recipe ice cream?
Prairie Farms Premium Old Recipe Ice Cream is full of all the homemade goodness that smart women know kids love.
So from now on, there are going to be some new rules around here. Okay? Mm-hmm.
Taste the homemade goodness of Old Recipe Ice Cream.
They're saying running back by committee is bad for football. I was just saying I see the relevance of committees, just not for running backs. Dan Patrick just used the word unitard in his column. I was just saying unitard is one of the most underutilized words in the English language. Wait, if I was thinking that, and they were thinking that.
I love my job because I get to work with people. I totally consider my clients friends. I appreciate it when they actually ask me over for dinner.
I feel if you don't know a person personally, then how do you know what insurance they're really going to need?
We are real people. We all have the same goals. We have the same ambitions and some of the same fears.
We definitely think of the client in personal terms.
When they trust you and they like you and you've helped them, it makes me feel great.
This is my country.
Call me anytime.
Back in Champaign, Penn State will inbound. Just under 8 minutes to go in the game. Illinois has been very impressive, to say the least, here tonight. Probably their best game on both ends of the floor of the season. Kevin Fellows in the game for Penn State. Marlon Smith, circle routes to the foul line. Rebound loose on the floor. Smith comes up with it. Fellows out of the corner. Nice stroke.
Basket by Kevin Fellows.
Well, for Illinois, you wonder now. This will be, again, their second win in a row. They win 2 games at home. They get a little confidence, and now they go to Madison on Saturday. A very important early season game in the Big Ten race. Smith for 3. Karam to Smith in among the trees. Gets it rejected out of bounds. It'll belong to Penn State.
Well, you gotta like Smith. I mean, he keeps looking to shoot the ball. He's 1 for 17, and right now, he just thinks that physically he's just exhausted out there, and Ed DeChillis takes him out. But Wayne, you're right. I mean, right now, Illinois looking to think like maybe they've uncracked the code a little bit and seem to be playing much more under control than they were the last month, and they can play like this on the road against Wisconsin.
And you know, I think that'll be the test, you know, right there. You know, a week ago tonight, great despair in the Illini program with that loss at Northwestern, and now a win over Iowa, in which they played well offensively, not so much defensively. And here tonight, just a complete effort against Penn State. Obviously, Penn State undermanned, no question about that. But nonetheless, Illinois came out and played well. They could have won here tonight without playing very well at all. They came out, played well, and won, and that should help a lot. Third-ranked St. Joseph's still undefeated. Right here, the mild upset, Louisville. And how about this one? Mississippi State over Florida in the SEC. And Wichita State knocking off Creighton down at Wichita State.
And when you look at those scores, when you see the parity in college basketball, there's not much difference from the top 4 or 5 teams, and maybe even go down to 30. I mean, you saw Florida, they ranked #1 in the country early in the season. They're probably going to drop down there to, you know, below 20.
And of course, in the Big Ten, it's a real scramble. Johnson, tough shot inside. Rebound battle. He's tied up by Randall.
Illinois ball.
Alternating possession belongs to Illinois. In the Big Ten, it was expected that Illinois, Michigan State would pretty much battle it out for the championship. No one gave Wisconsin a great chance, although everyone knows they're a good team. We'll go to the NCAA. But looking at the early season, Wisconsin, to me, seems to be the most solid of the teams. Purdue has been a little bit more of a surprise that I didn't think they'd be this good. But Purdue's a solid team. Indiana, terrible start, lost some non-conference games by huge numbers, and yet they're now 3-1 in the Big Ten race. Michigan State emerges from a losing non-conference season. And yet now they've won 3 of 4 in Big Ten play. Their only loss coming up Wisconsin. I think it's going to be a wide open race, and maybe 5 losses wins the Big Ten this year. Terrence Howard, the senior. 3-pointer by Terrence Howard, fan favorite here in Champaign. Rob Fletcher in the ball game for Penn State, in place of Marlon Smith. Kevin Fellows clears once again, and the Illini clear the board. Jack Ingram. Interesting note on Ingram. He followed Bill Self to Tulsa, followed Bill Self to Illinois. Ran out of follows. There's no more transfer options left. He's got to play here. And he'll play for Bruce Weber, and gladly so.
And he's a guy that's come in and played some good minutes for Illinois. He's a wide body, and that's what Illinois sort of misses. They need a guy off their bench. Oh!
Brian Randall, ring it up. My goodness. I would say he's emerged from the wall, but wouldn't you?
Yes.
One of the 3 freshmen for Illinois that everyone this afternoon was talking about. Oh, they've all hit the wall. Well, I think Brian Randall just got through it. Ingram commits the foul here. Wow. They're still on their feet over that one. And Dee Brown leading the cheers.
Well, last year, Randall won the slam dunk competition, the IHSA Illinois High School Association. And there you see, he goes upstairs, up over everybody, and flushes it.
Out of Notre Dame High School in Peoria, Illinois. Aaron Johnson to the free throw line. Puts in on his first 11-other. Brian Randall, 8 points, 5 rebounds, and he had some life in those legs tonight. Another highly touted freshman, as Johnson hits his second, has come on for the first time tonight. Warren Carter, whom Coach Weber gave the option to redshirt if he wanted to, and he said, I want to play. And he's seen the least amount of action of the freshman for Illinois. Foul is on, I believe, Aaron Johnson here. But I'd say what I was impressed with Warren Carter, the way he worked in practice yesterday. He's going to be quite a player in this program.
Well, you know, he's got tremendous offensive skills, and that's not the question. The question is he just doesn't have that upper body strength, that physical presence to play in the Big Ten, and that's why they're hoping to redshirt him.
Howard again. Why not on a night the Illini will probably eclipse 80 again? McDougal, tough move inside. Ingram the rebound. Penn State sitting at 31 points. Howard kicks it out. Here's Warren Carter. Now, Doug, in a situation like this, in a blowout situation, these guys on the floor still have to run the offense, don't they? They're beholding to the coaching staff, are they not? Ingram connecting for the outside, nicely done.
Yeah, but on the other hand, the coaching staff is not too questioning shot selection right now. So if you're out there and you haven't got one off, you've got the green light.
You get yours, okay.
That's right.
Timeout taken. Ed DeChellis will talk with his team. 3:16 to go. 77-31 timeout Penn State. Illinois in its most impressive win of the season. And we talked about it. Maybe the Illini are just coming together here. And maybe it took a loss at Northwestern to do it. But they'll play at Wisconsin, and we'll find out a lot about the Fighting Illini Saturday afternoon. And then back home to host a very athletic Michigan team. And then on the road to Indiana. Penn State coming up. And again, for those of you watching in the Penn State area, Ed DeChellis and his team, they've created some good excitement through the non-conference campaign. They had a winning record in the non-conference campaign for the first time in 3 years. They welcome Michigan. It'll be the first game back in conference play since their students returned to school. And they're looking for a nice atmosphere there.
Exactly. When you're a young team, after a big loss like this, the best thing is get back home, try to get that confidence back.
Fellows. Last touch by Illinois, I believe. It'll belong to Penn State. It's been all Illinois. Brian Randall goes up top for 2 of his.
Colorado, Aveo, Malibu. The new Chevy showroom is on its way. The most complete lineup of vehicles on the road. Right now, use $1,000 bonus cash to get $4,000 total cash back. Or choose 0% APR financing for 60 months on every 2004 Chevy Impala. The new Chevy showroom. See your local Chevy dealer today.
You bank for those moments when life makes sense. At Central Illinois Bank, we keep things simple so you can focus on what's really important, like family and moments you'll always cherish. You bank for success. It's about securing your present and your future, finding solutions and developing relationships. You bank for now. Central Illinois Bank.
Bank for you, bank for life.
Attention all Illini fans, come to Wireless Mike's and register to win a pair of Illini basketball tickets. If you want a wireless package that's just right for you, plus a chance for free Illini tickets, then Wireless Mike's, your Verizon Wireless authorized agent, is the place to go. Wireless Mike's is the best choice for push-to-talk phones, camera cell phones, and even free phones with minutes packages. Plus, you get more minutes for less money at Wireless Mike's. Get Verizon Wireless personal service and a chance to win Illini tickets. Wireless Mike's on Ronbard Road in Champaign, Sunnycrest in Urbana, and in Mattoon.
The Hyundai Sonata makes more sense than ever. Once again ranked most appealing entry midsize car by J.D. Power & Associates. It's $3,700 less than a Toyota Camry LE when comparably equipped. And only Hyundai has America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. Test drive the 2004 Hyundai Sonata starting at just $16,339. When your car makes this much sense, you win. Get a 2004 Sonata with $1,000 cash back or a 0% APR.
This Big Ten game has been brought to you by Balance Pro, the power of recharge. And by Shelter Insurance. For your insurance needs, visit shelterinsurance.com to find the shelter agent near you. Seek shelter today. Penn State resumes. Rob Fletcher out of the corner. Good shot right there. Fletcher, a senior walk-on out of Pittsburgh. Under 3 minutes to go in this one. Terrence Howard, the senior, he hopes to get into coaching one day. Warren Carter delivers on the money. And a foul committed by Howard here. And coming up into the ball game now, Fred Nkendi, a 6'6" junior. And he'll get an opportunity to play, much to the delight of this big crowd. And especially the Orange Crush student section. There's Nkendi. Free throw missed at the line by Dan Adler, but back tap rebound to Fletcher. Under 2.5 to go. Double down on the ball, knocked away, knocked out of bounds. Last touched on the play by Warren Carter. Illinois will improve to 12-4 overall, 8-1 at home, 3-2 in the Big Ten. Penn State will fall to 8-7, 1-5 on the road. 2-2 in Big Ten play. Adler with a shot clock winding down. And Kendi the rebound. To Terrence Howard. Rich McBride. Adler there for the rebound.
If you're Jarrett Howard, you're going to give Fred Nicumbe the ball. He doesn't get too many touches. I recognize when he gets out there.
And Penn called for the foul.
Well, he got in the box score, got a rebound and a foul now. So.
Yes, indeed.
Foul is on the Illini, number 34, Fred Nittany. His first.
Largest margin of victory in conference play, 47 points over Ohio State. Way back when. That was before Havlicek, before Lucas, before the national titles at Ohio State.
I didn't think they scored much back then.
I didn't think they scored that many.
Talked to my dad. He played back in 56, 57. I thought they had a peach basket back then.
Yeah, but they had a shot clock, didn't they? No, I mean, maybe not. Probably not back then. So. No. That was just in pro basketball then.
Yep.
Jarrett Howard, Illinois trying to break the 80 mark. Kicked out of bounds. Last touch by Penn State. Kendi fell down on that play. Penn State gets a possession, and then it's taken away right away by Aaron Spears. Jarrett Howard. Fouled by Fletcher. So Jarrett will go to the line.
Foul is on Penn State, number 12.
Wayne, you talked about Jack Ingram. Here's a guy, Jarrett Howard, who came in with Lon Kruger, and then Bill Self came in, and now Bruce Weber, and he was really supposed to graduate and and leave, the team, and came back and said to Bruce Weber and the staff, if you need me, I'll be there. So here's a guy coming back, just enjoying the experience.
Well, and Doug, they saw a team without a senior.
Right.
I mean, and Jarrett Howard doesn't play a lot of minutes on the floor, but he's respected by this team. And certainly the intangibles he brings to the program certainly merit another year's scholarship.
Yeah, exactly.
Aaron Johnson, Hojo's still working it. Fletcher comes up short here. And it's going to belong to Penn State. Last touch apparently by Aaron Spears. One of those nights for Coach DeChellis. Coach DeChellis, good friends with Bruce Weber and Tom Izzo. The three of them were working the recruiting wars for their respective universities years ago as assistants, as top assistants. Nice looking shot there by Dan Adler. They used to run into each other, recruiting different players around Big Ten country while they were assistants. Of course, Weber at Purdue and DeChellis at Penn State, his alma mater, and Tom Izzo, of course, under Judd Heathcote at Michigan State. They became three very good friends, and today they're three head coaches in the Big Ten. Time winding down in this one. That should do it. Illinois took control of this ball game about 8 minutes into the game. Broke open a 20-16 game and drew away to an 80-37 victory over the Penn State Nittany Lions. Far and away, Illinois' finest performance of the season on both ends. 80-37, the final. The Fighting Illini of Illinois. Illinois now 12-4 overall. They are 3-2 in Big Ten play, heading to Madison this weekend for a date with the Badgers. As far as Penn State is concerned, they fall to 8-7. They are 1-5 on the road and head home to take on Michigan at Penn State in a game that Nittany Lions will have their student section back in town. Classes having started this week, and they're looking forward to a crowd of about 10,000 on hand for that one. Doug Altenberger standing by with the winning coach, Bruce Weber. Doug?
Bruce, you talked about the shoot around. Play a complete game. I think you guys responded.
Well, we did, and we didn't let up even after the first half. You have a 20-point lead. We haven't been great with leads all year. Came out the first 5 minutes, teed them up, and our first half field goal percentage defense is first in the nation, like 33. And it was at 33 again today. We said, now, can you do it for the second half? And I think Ken said it. We set a record for the lowest field goal percentage from an opponent in the history of Assembly. So I guess we did a good job. We had some life. Luther gave us good life, I thought. You know, everybody. It was good balance. Darren had 9 assists, and just played a good, solid basketball game.
Do you feel right now, you guys, you know, everybody's back, everydy's healthy, everybody's ready? I think you got a big game against Wisconsin Saturday.
Yeah, if we want to get back in a race, we're going to have to beat somebody on the road that you're not supposed to. So we made some steps, played pretty well against Iowa, played well now. Now can we go beat a good team on the road? And that's going to take toughness. It's going to be guys making plays. I mean, you've been through it. They haven't lost, I think, since Bo Ryan's been there at home. So if we're going to do it, it's going to take a special effort.
Well, great win tonight. Good luck on Saturday. Wayne, back to you.
Thank you.
Here's a big call on Sheldon Williams. Called for using his arms to get position in the lane. That's his third. We've had a lot of those tonight.
The foul is on 23. Sheldon Williams, his third on the team.
Crunch time, 5:08 left.
Ready to get winning time. And now you got to understand who you want to shoot the ball, the right people. You have your number one option. That's a great option. Great look from the post area. Smith, not normally a good passer, finds him on the baseline. He delivers.
7-2 for Nittany and Nittany. This is as close as it's been since the start of the ball game.
Having a tough time playing J.J. Redick. You young kids learn to use that head fake.
What a defender is so desperate to get it because they know how dangerous he is. And that turns it 3 by an angle. He's at 5 and a 6.
And they've been having a tough time getting him open looks.
What a time to get it, too. Smith goes inside. Can't hit the shot.
Gotta back it out. Good basketball IQ right there by Ewing.
Redick. Open, passed on the shot. Same thing.
Smart, flat. Excellent perimeter game. 3 boys that know how to play. You have Redick and Ewing.
You know what? If you're playing defense against Redick, Dick, you can't even look at anybody.
Can't give any help.
Stay in his hip.
You gotta stay home all the time. He's come up with 2 big baskets in this game. Right there, and when Maryland made a run earlier in this half, he came up with a great steal and a conversion.
The senior leadership of first place. Assist, 7 rebounds.
He's pushing for a triple-double. It's amazing. Let's get guys here. Nobody rotate Mobley, give him any help. Mobley get a lot of help in the deep defense. I tell you, Cameron Mobley is doing all he can to keep him in there. Oh, they're reaching down.
He has 19 points to go under 3 minutes.
They're going to spread the floor. They go to the foul line, extended offense. Try to alleviate you getting any kind of help. Get good spacing.
If somebody fouls at the end, they'd love to have it ready for the ball to shoot.
He is strong, dribbling with that left hand, going to the basket.
We pointed out in the Star Watch at the beginning of the game, the guys to watch, J.J. Redick. 5 out of 6 from 3-point range, and Nick Medley, the heart of this offense.
Get a little out of line. The best thing about being a woman is that for all to have a little fun.
The new Chevy Colorado Crew Cab has the biggest interior in its class. So if you're ever uncomfortable, it won't be because of lack of space.
Man, I feel like a woman.
Everything's bigger in Colorado. An American revolution.
And cash or credit? Hey, Bank One. Bank One. Seriously, I've seen these all day. It's like a revolving door. Bank One, Bank One. I'm going to be sleeping. Bank One. Oh, Helen, another Bank One. You're right. I owe you lunch. Is that you?
Find a card that fits you best. Bank One. Individual answers.
What? You're no longer the wingmaster.
KFC Honey Barbecue Wings, sauciest around. 7 for $2.99, 20 for $7.99. To get the taste on your face, go KFC.
The passage is intense. But if you complete the journey, you will find your destiny among the world's greatest warriors. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Whoa. Digital widescreen high-definition TVs with digital auto convergence and HD component video inputs, plus high-speed velocity scan modulation. Don't touch.
Hey guys, check out the game in high def.
Now pay no interest for 2 years or get 10% off all TVs $299 and up. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours. Best Buy.
63 to 57, by 6 coming up on the Sports Center. Stuart Scott and Steve Levy will have all the action for you. Are the Bearcats for real? We will know by tonight's result. A live guest talking about the Nittany Rockets and the Raiders having a major problem finding a new head coach. The guy down there.
What a backcourt they got in the studio right now. Levy and Scott. I don't know who the point guard is.
Ewing tried to dump it to Williams, knocked out of bounds by Maryland. There's only one on the shot clock.
He should have shot that ball there. He tried to be too unselfish. Right in the lane, should have taken it right to the basket.
And in 1 second, you don't really have time to catch it and shoot it.
Attending Penn for DJ Strawberry.
Made sure that Williams couldn't get position.
It was an amazing stat. I mean, look, Duke's won 5 consecutive ACC tournament titles. He's got to make foul shots now, not go up be a good free throw shooter.
Not good is a very kind way to put it. He shoots 42.1% from the free throw line. 42%.
Now on number 4, J.J. Redick. His third. Fourth on the team, Jamar Smith.
Adjust the adjectives. Always trying to be kind.
Let me put it to you this way, Dick. I've seen you shoot free throws. You are a better free throw shooter. That's saying a lot because you're not a very good free throw shooter. But tonight, Jamar Smith has hit 2, but 42%. His field goal percentage with people guarding him is 42%. Made 1 out of 2. Dane with a loose ball. 63 to 58. Deep possession. Because Smith is going to be the guy you want to go after.
Exactly. You've got to improve there, no doubt about it. We've tried everything. We got a 2-possession game. Trying to manage the clock right here. Looking for the high percentage shot. Or for foul opportunity.
2 minutes to go.
15 to 17 feet apart, so you can't get help. Show some patience here. He showed a lot of points right there. Reckless on that baseline. We got ourselves a team of the Duke battle, baby. Duke number 1 in the nation, trying to hang on. He's such a tough defensive player. Coaching staff, John Dawkins, outstanding assistant. Number 1, baby.
The foul on 23, Sheldon Williams.
That's only the 5th foul on Duke.
Fifth on the team.
inside. Now watch Reddick here with the strip as he's going up.
He returned the favor on a guy who's been dogging him. Strawberry, great defense against him. Reddick just did the same thing.
It's the one guy you don't want to see if you're Gary Williams at that free throw line.
He's the one guy on the face of the shooting 5 for 5. He's missed 1 this year. 54 in a row this time.
What ACC record?
And he has 23 points tonight. Which ties his season top. Got a chance to go over that and maybe help ice this game. He could make it a 2-possession contest.
See the red behind him. Doesn't phase him. He's automatic. The kid is absolutely automatic.
Duhan used that foul.
Had a foul to give. Fighter. Both these guys, leaders, intense competitors, it becomes contagious.
21, Chris
Humanitarian. What a job he has done with the Champaign Foundation, Mike Krzyzewski.
And Dick, this has become as intense as anywhere in college. Reddick will release ball off the miss by Gilchrist, and Reddick will keep it in his hands trying to draw the foul, and does. What a weapon to have at the end of the game. All J.J. Reddick has to do is hold on and not have his pocket picked, and you get guaranteed points.
Lethal. Gary Williams knows that it's frustration now because he knows right now you're not down 5.
The bounce on number 5, DJ Strawberry.
How many times did they get within 3? I mean, they just kept closing in one big basket away. They couldn't get
J.J. Reddick for 2.
He had a brilliant second half in particular.
I project that this team next year is going to be really strong. One of the really better Maryland teams. They are going to be outstanding next season. If all these guys come back.
There's no 63-60, but then the 2 missed shots, and then the 2 fouls against Reddick.
That's a season high, 26 at 23 against Wake Forest for his season high. And here it is, 26.
And he is just pure at the line. Now with only 18.5 seconds to go. And Doris, this Maryland team came out and certainly gave it a fight tonight.
Well, they certainly did anything you would expect from a Gary Williams coach team. He told us earlier at shoot-around, he said, I'm hoping my guys are too young to be nervous. But there were periods tonight where turnovers cost them guys, but a very valiant fight and still 18.5 to go.
Well, against the #1 team in America, Doris, a team that does so well on the defensive end. Their margin of victory over the last 11 games, 25.3. We can't say enough of the numbers that Mike Krzyzewski has achieved down there at Duke University. I mean, he's putting numbers on there with Michelangelo Dean Smith. It's just incredible. And as you said earlier, John Wooden, 7 consecutive years, Duke has been #1 in America at some time of the year. That's an incredible feat.
And every year since 97,
Sean Guthrie for Sheldon Williams.
Rolling rock shooting. You just saw it. And Maryland shot the ball reasonably well. In fact, much better than Duke did. But the Blue Devils were so dominant on the offensive glass.
Did a great job there. And then they had the lethal weapon, J.J. Reddick. Free throw shooting, big threes. Nothing like the big 3 to change the complexion of a game.
And for the first time in 3 years, Duke comes in here #1, and they will walk out #1, beating Maryland.
Life doesn't get easy, though, in that ACC. I'll tell you, I don't know about you, but I can't wait for those matchups with the Tar Heels because Roy Williams has an outstanding starting 5.
Dick, when you take a look at the teams that will contend for this ACC title, or at least we think they will, I think Maryland is going to be terrific by the end of the year. You've got #1 Duke. We've already seen how well Carolina can play. I think Wake Forest has a chance to be a brilliant basketball team by the end.
You know what I thought was going to be better, and I think they really still are a force, is North Carolina State. I think with Hodge and Eftimore, very dangerous. They've lost 6 in a row out of conference on the road. But really, they're a club that you got to come to play against. Herb Sednick's got himself some good personnel. They'll be a very dangerous basketball team.
The disappointment obvious to Maryland. The Terps are going to fall to 1-3 in the ACC. 10-5 overall. Duke will continue to be the ACC's only undefeated team. They will go to 5-0, 15-1, and maintain that #1 ranking.
So you're going to like Julius Hodge when you take a look, for example, at North Carolina State. Talk about versatility and talent. I feel a Herb's going to get that club rolling. I really do. I mean, he did a great job of battling adversity several years ago, getting into the NCAA tournament. Deep conference. The Big East is very deep as well. The Big East is really underrated this year. I respect. I thought they would have been blown out up in Connecticut after Connecticut lost to North Carolina.
That was a great performance by the Tar Heels over the weekend.
That Gordon open for outstanding for Jimmy Calhoun.
Sheldon Williams for
9.5 seconds to go. It's all over with the final score, 68-60.
Returning to the Terrapins, 23, Mike Jones, entering 44, Hassan
Maryland gave it a
Fofana.
valiant effort. They're going to come up short here. Duke as #1.
Hey, what about that women's team as well, #1? I mean, amazing what's happening down there in Durham.
The final score from the Comcast Center in College Park is Duke 68, Maryland 60. Up next is Sports Center. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. For Dick Vitale, Doris Burke, and our entire ESPN crew, this is Mike Patrick. Thanks for watching, everybody. Good night from College Park.
Today, they had one guy who knocked in more than 75 runs. Their leading winner that year was Brian Meadows with 11 wins. Jim Leland, their manager, nearly resigned before that season because he knew what was ahead. The Marlins this year clearly are weakened without Pudge and Derek Lee and Looper and Urbina and those guys, but still, they have great young starting pitching, and they kept more guys than I thought they were going to keep, and they're going to be a pretty good team this year, nothing like the '98 club.
Comparable to the A's because they do have the starting pitching, and that's been enough to keep Oakland, which has had no offense. Comparable to the A's to stay in that division. We know the Phillies have gotten better. We know the Braves are going to be there.
Well, I think they're going to stay in the division race. They're not Oakland's starting rotation, but if A.J. Burnett comes back the way he's thrown at least so far, that gives him 5 pretty good young arms in that rotation, 5 guys that nobody wants to face.
Well, you can't swing the bats any worse than what L.A. did last year, and they pitched well enough to keep themselves in a very difficult division.
They got 5. The biggest guy, of course, last year, and we saw in the World Series, was Beckett. Now the question is, how big has this side become? I mean, just this past week, he was in New York filming a commercial. The other 2 guys that were in that commercial, Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter. Josh Beckett, Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter. Not bad company for a guy who was 17-17 in his career. I mean, Beckett's a 500 pitcher. He didn't just emerge in the postseason last season. The guy exploded. He won, of course, Game 6 on 3 days rest and really showed exactly how far he has come, which is where people thought he would be. But for so many seasons, Josh Beckett was right around that 500 mark. In the postseason, 2-2, an ERA of 2.11. But confidence now is something that Josh Beckett can certainly put into his back pocket. The question is, will he be able to take what he learned last year and build on it? Here's JB with that answer.
Carl, believe it or not, every big league pitcher, young or old, has a little bit of doubt in the back of his mind if spring training, if he's still going to have it. Is he still going to have his good stuff? Whether you got 10 years in the big leagues or if you're a young guy, especially the young guys, you doubt whether you're going to have it or not, and spring training really tells the tale. Josh Beckett, we saw him at the end of last year. You couldn't pitch any better than he pitched against the Yankees, but at the beginning of last year's season, really difficult for him. Coming out of spring training, trying to find his release point, trying to get his grip on his breaking ball. Where was he going to throw his fastball? Up in the strike zone. Anytime the ball's up in the strike zone, we know that ball's going to get hit. And even when you make a good pitch, it makes you doubt yourself even that much more because you wonder, did I make the right pitch? Did I hold the ball the right way? You get out of spring training, you get into spring training, you wonder, should I hold it this way? Should I turn my hand just a little bit? Where's the grip on the ball? It's very difficult. But as you move into the season and you start to get those grips down a little bit, you start to get consistent, you start feeling better about yourself, then you start making pitches over and over and over again, and then all your pitches start to come together for you. As we saw Beckett at the end of last year really throwing the ball very well. Josh Beckett is a guy that we saw at the end of the season really starting to put it together. No more doubts, breaking ball on top, making the adjustments that he needed to make. And as we saw, even a young pitcher at the end of the season, when you've done it time and time and time again, you can put your pitches in the right spot. It's about confidence. It's about getting consistent release point. It's about feeling good about yourself. It's very difficult to put all those things together in 30 or 45 days in spring training. If pitchers will just realize, especially on their breaking ball, the further that you move your hand and your fingers away from your body, the bigger the break's going to be, more ball that's going to show. If you move the ball, if you move your fingers back on the ball, the less amount that the ball is going to show, the shorter that the break will be. Those are the adjustments that we're talking about that you have to make in spring training. It's never easy. 10 years, no years. It's tough in spring. You've got to make those adjustments.
JB, thanks. Nice ring. One for everybody. So this deal was consummated over turkey, stuffing, Thanksgiving. Now the gravy for Boston will be a World Series championship. First, you have to get by that guy and the rest of the Yankees as Jeter prepares for a season of somewhat different.
Anticipate any problems with anyone's personality. If you can't adjust to our clubhouse, then there's something wrong with you.
Got athlete's foot? Think fast. Lamisil AT cures athlete's foot with just 1 week's use. If you use Tenactin or Lotrimin AF, you'll be treating for 4 long weeks. But 1 week with Lamisil AT keeps you athlete's foot free for 3 months. There's no better way to cure athlete's foot.
It's football time at Hooters. Come in today and catch all the playoff action and enjoy cold beer and Hooters' nearly world-famous hot wings. Cooked up fresh to order and served up by America's cheerleaders, the Hooters girls. If you can't come by, get our wings to fly. On Sunday, February 1st, we'll be giving away a 32-inch Zenith TV in every Hooters location. You must be present to win, so plan on watching the big game here. Stop by and see why we say Hooters makes you happy.
This is the guy who fell for the girl. She's not dumb. Who has a plan
$200,000
to steal this guy's money. Getting in deep, aren't you? The Big Bounce, rated PG-13, starts Friday, January 30th.
Only one event combines the best action sports athletes with Mother Nature. Live for the first time. Winter X Games 8, live from Aspen, starts Saturday at 1 on ABC and continues nightly at 9 on ESPN.
Toyota makes some of the most fuel-efficient SUVs.
Good mileage means...
I go to the woods for some peace.
Go to the bank, go to yoga, go pick up the kids, going to the grocery.
You'll like Highlander, most fuel-efficient SUV in its class. Now with third-row seating.
I've hauled 6 ballerinas in my car.
At 30 miles per gallon, RAV4 is the most fuel-efficient in its class.
Funkalicious.
Now get great SUV savings, like 2.9% financing for up to 60 months on a new RAV4. See your Toyota dealer today.
TIS College Bookstore, more than one location, more than just books. Illini fans, TIS makes getting the stuff you need to show off your true colors easy. You'll find the largest selection of Illini stuff around, so you're sure to find something that scores big with you, or as a gift for your favorite Fighting Illini fan, big or small. We also have a special section of buy one, get one free t-shirts. Find us on campus and Marketplace Mall. TIS College Bookstore.
Swung on and grounded weakly toward first. Beckett fields, runs into Posada, gets the tag on. Ball game over. World Series over. Marlins win. The Florida Marlins are the new world champions of baseball.
And one of the Florida teams has success. Since the Devil Rays on the other side were born, they haven't moved. They haven't moved out of the division. They haven't moved out of the AL East basement. 6 years and 6 straight last place finishes.